Hi everyone, welcome to CHAOSS Technical Writers Focus Group bi-weekly meeting. Today is 26th Wednesday, March 2025. It's a pleasure to be here. Today, I will be facilitating this meeting. My name is Harmony and Cindy will be taking notes. Welcome back. Hi everyone, McClive, Cindy, Ford, everyone. How you guys doing?
I'm
Can you guys hear
exhausted.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah,
For
I
me,
can hear you. I'm doing great.
I'm exhausted.
Wow. Hope everything is fine. Or is it work?
I've been trying to. We all know how applying for jobs can be. Applying for jobs is like a full-time job. So yeah.
What are you looking forward to? Maybe if I see something my way, I probably would just share it either on Slack or
Okay.
something.
Yeah, I'm more into community management, right? And I did this DPG program last year, so I'm trying to like do more of open source community management.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just been a lot. Although I did get to apply for a programs manager at, I don't know if you know of Eclipse Foundation. I
Yeah, I
saw one
do.
of the program manager posted the role for one of their sub projects, and then I reached out to him on LinkedIn. We had a call. He said if it was up to him, I was like, God. Anyways, he said if it was up to him that he would actually want me to take the role because he checked through my LinkedIn profile and portfolio. I don't have the required experience, but for an entry level role, maybe like a junior role, it would have been great. And also looking at diversity. But he just said that we just talked, like had a call and talk, but he just gave his 2 cents basically, and also asked on my CV that would just, if the IRE team they see that okay, it's worth it, fine. If not, he would keep it, and if any other role comes up, he'll reach out to me. So yeah.
Yeah,
That,
fingers crossed. Fingers
yeah.
crossed. I wish you the best. Hi, Victoria. I think we have a new member today. Victoria, is this your first time?
Yeah, I am on a good afternoon. My first time
Yeah.
joining.
I didn't get you.
Should
Is
I
this
be?
your first time?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, I said this is my first time.
Okay. We have passed the era where we actually give out campaigns to like newcomers, but round of applause for you.
It's my turn.
Welcome, Victoria.
Welcome, Victoria, really. And I think every other person here is excited that you're joining us. We hope you stay here for long and do well to like help us contribute as well. So our agenda today, the first things first is the monthly episode, like our monthly session. This month we're having like a second, these are like our second episode. We decided to start by February instead of starting by January. I think January was more of deliberations, putting out the goals that we planned for the year, and so on and so forth. Yeah. And we're happy we're already taking some of those objectives and goals that we set out as a focus group. And one of which is being consistent in hosting our monthly section. The other one is sending out articles or blogs, which we haven't even sent out any, which is bad. It's not really, really fair, but I think we're trying. And one of the other stuff, our goal is having a training section, which we will be having next quarter, immediately after the contribution with Wikipedia. We'll start planning for it. I don't want to make stuff overwhelmed for everyone, but yeah, I'm just telling you guys that we'll be working on it. So the flyer for this year, for this week, is already out. The flyer for this week, and I think I'm excited about it, and I want to share. I don't know if you guys can see my screen.
Not
Not
yet.
yet.
You guys can see my screen.
No,
Not yet.
Mani, we're not seeing it yet.
Okay, let me bring out the flyer and then share my screen again. Okay, yes. Okay, share screen. You guys can see my screen now, right?
It's blank.
But you can see it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the flyer. This is what it looks like. And I think it's lovely. thanks to like
Nice.
time team.
This is really nice.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's very lovely actually. So I will be sharing it in the channel immediately after this call or during the call, one of which I'll be sharing it. And I'm very excited Anita is joining us. Anita is very good and resourceful, especially in documentation. She has written a lot of documents across open source communities, and she's also a board member to CHAOSS board. So it's an honor to have her in our session, and I was so happy that she was excited to join us. And Toya, which is Victoria, I think you guys know her already. She's the focus group lead for the accessibility community, and she's also an accessibility advocate. So basically, what she's focused on is people that need extra help. That's what she does, and it's going to be nice to get her insight about how to prepare documents that are inclusive and accessible to everybody, including the blind, including people that can hear. So it's going to be really, really an amazing session. So it hasn't been posted on CHAOSS Twitter, CHAOSS Africa Twitter, but we can start posting. I think I haven't gotten chance to reach out. I've reached out to Oluchi, but I haven't gotten her in. So hopefully, maybe she does. We will be able to have a link to the space already created. But I'll also be reaching out to somebody else in the communications group. So yes, it's going to be an exciting session, and I'm happy to be the host. And I hope I do well, right? And I think starting April, I think somebody else should be the host. If you feel like you want to host the session for episode 3 for April, I think you should reach out now and also be there so that you know how you just see me and how just take one or two things, right? And then you be the host. I shouldn't be the host every now and then. It's open source and it's available to everybody. Everybody would use this opportunity to have experiences as well. Same thing with meetings, right? We'll start looking for people that will facilitate meetings, the next one, and then we'll see how we're going to do about it. How about that? I just hope you guys are excited the way I am.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Yeah.
I don't know, any question from the team? Is there any question from everyone before I proceed to our next agenda? I want this meeting to be inclusive. And I think inclusive is not the word, but yeah, inclusive.
Interactive.
Yeah. So I want us to have conversation rather than have a meeting. I prefer when we have conversation. It's very lively and fun. So please,
Sure.
people have any question, any suggestion, any idea
So me, I'm
before
just
moving?
waiting for the Twitter space this thing so that the link is out on time. People can add it to their calendar. We can also post on, personal page reposts, because one of the things that will make us like have more people being present, like able to attend, is if things outreach can start on time, instead of like
Yeah.
giving this to. That's just one thing I'm just looking forward to.
Speaking of the outreach, yeah, I know that this month, we were actually late in terms of like, this is the week, this is when I released the flyer. So I think we are going to plan early. So immediately after this space, we'll decide on the topic, decide on the speakers, get them, and we'll start posting. We'll start posting from like a week before the last week of Friday. I think that would be nice. And it also gives us time to like do all that stuff.
Yes, exactly.
So the next thing in our agenda should have been filling like the working group details on the website, but because of the conversation they had in the meeting yesterday, I think we'll be keeping it on hold till final details and decision have been made for it. So I'm actually following up on Elizabeth to see what we are going to do. But we have the permission to actually discuss about things and see if we can come up with a suggestion, because it's the job that we're meant to do. Come up with a suggestion and then present it to the house by next week so that people will be able to give their insight based off the suggestions that we have presented, then we work on it. Remember, we are in charge of anything that has to do with documentation, and it's going to be nice if we're the ones leading this thing, even in the global chaos community. So I'm going to tell you guys what I think we should do, and I'm also going to outline the problems that people are actually facing, like the problems that people raised during the meeting. One of the problems was they feel like the website is getting choked, and there's going to be some sort of redundancy, especially in keeping up with these documents on the website. That's one of the problems. So my suggestion is this. We are going to go to into the focus group README document, fill in the details that are meant to be on the website, and then would have a one page where all the focus group is going to be listed. It's just going to be the name of the focus group, a brief about the focus group. The name would also link to the README document that's on GitHub, and in that brief that we are presenting, 2 or 3 lines, each of the focus group would also have contact us. So if people want to reach out, it already exists, but I think it can be refined. Let me open CHAOSS website. I don't know if you guys can see my screen. I hope you can.
Yeah.
So this is what it looks like in this is what it looks like. So when you go to CHAOSS group, CHAOSS community, working groups. So not focus group, working groups rather. So each of the working groups have been grouped into metrics, context, and they also have inactive working group. But I feel like this can be improved. So we're just going to have the name of the working group, a brief about them, and the name of the lead and the co-chair, basically the maintainer, somebody that whoever that goes through this page will be able to contact. We could also, list them the way it is, like group them the way it already is on the page. But instead of having so many pages like they initially suggested, which each working group would have a page, we'll just go to the readme of that page and update the mission, the vision, the objective, how to contribute. We're just going to do all those things in the readme article, the readme document in the GitHub repo, right? But on the website page, I feel like we could just have them listed individually, like I mentioned, just one paragraph or one mini paragraph with also direct links to the maintenance or the co-chairs of those working groups, and also link from here to their channels on Slack. That's my thoughts, literally. So I would want to hear you guys' thought, and then we'll have like a group decision. I'll take it to Elizabeth and see what she thinks, and then I would present it, or somebody else will present it to the general group next Tuesday.
So
And the
when
mic,
you think like, okay,
Cindy gone. I don't know if Olamide wants to speak.
okay, I
Sorry,
was
that was
trying
a
to.
mistake.
Olamide, did you want to say something?
No, that was a mistake. Now go ahead.
Okay. I was trying to like ask like the context of it being overcrowded, right? I can see like on the website now we are having inactive working group. If a working group is inactive, is there any need to still keep it there?
So there's a reason why it's kept there. So the reason why it's kept there is inactive group can become active again. That's one. It also gives room for like documentation. People can always track data that these people have worked on, or people that were in that working group has worked on, and see if they can revive or revamp, just like what they are trying to do to the community managers focus group. Right now, they are trying to revive it. So
Yeah, yeah.
keeping it or keeping the data on the website helps to like recall and also give access to resources.
Okay. Okay.
So I don't know if you guys can refine my thoughts, or I would also need suggestions. I don't know if my own works, but that was my thought literally. And I think Elizabeth also posted the minutes of the meeting concerning that issue on our channel, and I think every one of us here have seen it. So Let me hear you guys' thought before we move on over to our next agenda. Oh, come on, you should say something now.
Everyone should, in fact, I think everyone should actually unmute at this point. Because for me, I don't have anything to say. Actually, your idea goes, so I don't have anything to add. So maybe everyone can just unmute. So if you don't understand, Harmony can explain again. And I'm trying to actually go through what Elizabeth posted right now.
Aaron, Victoria, I think I'll start calling names.
Hey, good, Eric. I don't have any comments right now. I may have to review the past conversation around this.
Wow, this is the first time we're
So,
having this conversation. Is
I
that
mean,
new?
I think you've been talking about it in the Slack channel before now,
Yeah, the
right?
minute, the meeting, yes.
Okay.
So while we actually look through it, I think we can go to our next agenda so that we would save time. So the next agenda has to do with the Slack bot documentation. So right now, the Slack bot documentation, like if you go to the Slack bot, it's literally an app on Slack. So there are some links that are broken, right? Elizabeth also brought it up to our channel, and I spoke to the maintainer, which is Precious Abubakar, and she kind of explained to me, because I already given her some suggestions from the website. So she kind of explained to me that those suggestions I gave literally would not work. So these are the links that are broken. These links. Don't know if you guys can see my screen. So
Yes.
Yeah, we can see your
these
screen.
okay. So these are the links that are broken, right? So if you click a document to review a code or to contribute to code, right? Or you ask the bot, it's literally an AI, that you want to do this, and or this is what you're looking for. It presents this link. And when you click on this link, it is broken. Broken in the sense that it doesn't redirect to anywhere. This is what it looks like. It's opening like a 404 page. So I spoke to her yesterday because I suggested that this should be changed to contribute instead of contributor review code. And she said the document actually existed before, but it no longer exists. And she thinks it's something that we could work on. We could create a document on how to either contribute to a document or review a code in the CHAOSS repository. Just step-by-step process, basically. That's one. Second one has to do with mentorship. Usually in CHAOSS, we participate in three major mentorship, which is Outreachy, Google Summer of Code, and Google Season of Docs, right? So she thinks that there should be a document that kind of documents these three things, and whenever they are not live, like right now, none of them except Google Summer of Code is live, there could be a link that redirects to the website. It's basically creating like a page already on the website, but this time around concerning mentorship. So we're going to talk about mentorship, an overview of what mentorship is in the CHAOSS channel, and then we are going to break them down into these three steps. So that the link, when you click on it concerning mentorship, it takes you there. So that was my own suggestion, right? And I think I also have to still take it to Elizabeth to approve. The last one has to do with write or edit documentation. I'm trying to see what she said in Slack. You guys give me a minute. So I told her that when it has to do with documentation, the link should just redirect to the technical writers channel. And she brought something up. Not everybody wants to be part of the focus group, which is true. Some persons just want to come to the community and contribute to document without entering into a focus group or being part of anything. And she's thinking that we could like create a document that tell people how they can get involved in documentation. So if they see something, there's an issue, they can fork the repository, edit the document, and propose a pull request. But they need to be like step-by-step process. And then she also gave me a handbook for references, which I'm going to add in our minutes. I think the handbook does not have a lot of things, but there's that stuff, reference. I think the handbook did not give, sorry. I think the handbook did not like give a lot of like resource as it was meant to be, right, to this content. So I'm bringing it to the focus group so that we'll talk about it and then hear you guys' suggestions and then see how we can move forward with it. And possibly take up taxes for it too. This is the handbook.
So I didn't get the handbook. What was it meant for, like, generally? Is
So
it
she
like a
gave
clean handbook or what?
So the handbook is meant for newbie, basically like a guide when you get into chaos, something that you read, just like when you get admitted into a school, they give you a handbook to tell you everything that goes on, their values, their roadmap, roles and responsibility, community guidelines, all
Yeah.
of those stuff, right? That's what is entailed in this handbook. But this handbook is digital, like and it links to several other sub-documents. So she feels like we could get some resources from the handbook and use to create these documents. So I'm going to leave it to the house. I want to hear you guys' thoughts and how we can move forward. Especially if you can actually use the chaos bots on the Slack channel, basically the AI agent, and you could see how this link comes about, basically. You guys end from everybody's end, so come move forward.
Olamide wants to say something. I feel like he wants to say something.
I don't know whose hand is up. I think it's Unduka. Please, you can speak.
It's Victoria.
Yeah.
Victoria.
I'm just looking through the handbook.
Yeah.
I think it has all the information that we need. Now I'm
It has
thinking
all
instead
the
of having to, all the information that we need to fix these broken links.
okay.
So I'm thinking instead of having to
Created.
do them again, just link it directly to each of the pages in the handbook.
Okay. For instance, mentorship. Let me see if I can find mentorship there. Open the handbook. This is it. Mentorship.
There's mentorship in the handbook, and for each of the mentors, outreach, GD,
This mentorship. Yeah. And I think
then
they
there's
can
how to
have
complete.
direct link. I didn't see all these things. Thank God for PC. So I think we just have to like tell them to link the handbook, like each of this section, maybe the mentorship area, this part now.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then for how to contribute, how to review code, code should be here.
The mentorship itself doesn't have a.
Don't
What
worry.
happened?
It's me telling me that I have another
Okay.
meeting in 30 minutes.
Does the mentorship have a standalone page? Standalone the word for it.
It
Like a
does
page
have
that links it to. Because I saw you trying to click on and it's not working.
let me see. Let me see if this would work. This link here for mentorship. It works. It works. So this link
It's still leading into Google Summer.
It's not
Yeah.
working. It's leading directly to. I thought it would be like a page that will have sub-page of Google
Now,
Summer.
yeah,
Yes, I know what Victoria means. Harmony, the thing is, we thought that this link and the way she asked to short link it just now, just its mentorship. It will
Yeah.
just give to a page that categorizes Google Summer of Code, Google Season of Dogs, and Outreach and the likes. Then you now pick the person will now pick which one they want to read about. Because
Okay.
now when you did that, it redirected to only Google
to
Summer
Google
of
Summer.
Code.
So I think I can reach out to Elizabeth and then ask her if we can edit the handbook. If we can, we are going to create like an about the mentorship program page that
Yes.
Yeah,
will have
exactly.
these ones as subsections.
Exactly.
So mentorship, Cindy, can you put it there as an action for me, please?
Yeah,
On
put
the,
it.
then this is documentation.
And it shows how you can contribute.
So I think this documentation, basically what I just said, forking the repository and editing it, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think this documentation, there's a link for it. For documentation, I'm going to just add it to the chat. Cindy, please just add it there. Add it to the notes.
Sorry, documentation on which one? I am not there. I'm currently on the meeting notes.
Okay, like the documentation, the second link has to do with documentation.
Okay.
Yeah.
It has to do with the third link, rather. You click to write or edit documentation.
Fine.
Then the last one, I know you're coming. Take some time. Last one has to do with how to review code. Let's see if we can
It's
find
still under contributing. I see development. That one.
It's not even, they not even write review code. If we can't, Seth, I think
Lost.
we can ask if we can edit this.
Wait, hold up. I'm lost
Just
a
to,
bit.
okay.
Yeah. What was the second thing I was supposed to take note of after that one of reaching out to Elizabeth about having an about page and linking it in the handbook? What was the second
So
thing you had to write?
I shared the link on the chat box.
Documentation.
It has to do with
Okay.
documentation. And I think we have gotten for development. I think I'm going to still ask Elizabeth. I think each of these sections, right, just need like a short note for about us instead of how to contribute through the development. So we could just like put like a short note, maybe an overview. So it will be very sweet reading through, skimming through the document. Are we good? Cindy, are we good so we can move forward?
Just quickly check the missing note. I think there's something I'm missing out on. I don't know.
Okay.
Or is I put it under the city if there's something else I need to add.
Sit here. Okay. Let me see. Handbook. Blackboard solutions. I think the name solutions is funny. I think this is perfect now. Mentorship. Mentorship. I don't know if I did mentorship. Let me find the link. I'll just add this so that I don't forget. Thank you, Cindy. I think this works. It's perfect now.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. So the next thing I want us to discuss before Wikipedia is budget. I think we should talk about the budget first before we discuss about Wikipedia because we need to know our budget before we talk about what we are going to do for Wikipedia. So as a focus group, our budget for this year is $200. So $200 so far. That's what I've been told, and yes, that's what our budget is. And budget in the sense that the activities that we're going to do, if we plan to reward team members, if we plan to like do anything, even on site, it has to be within this budget. It's not up to 3 months. It's up to 3 months, but it's not up to like half quarter, and we haven't used any of that amount. We have not used it for anything, right? And I think because this is open source, everybody needs to be aware of these details and also decide on how the expenditure is going to be like. That's why. So there's a lot of things that we can do with the money, and we wouldn't want to just do things randomly. One of which is the training section that we are trying to host second quarter. So I think that when we get to that point, we'll decide what we can remove from our budget and either reward people, give vouchers or something for the training session when we get to that bridge, basically. So before I proceed, I don't know if there's any question, and I'm going to answer before I proceed.
First question, what was the budget like before, like the previous year?
So
And
I
how
don't
was
know
it
that.
used?
Okay, so I don't know that there was a budget previous year. We had focus group leaders meeting this year, and we were told that Chaos Africa actually has resources that they spend from. So I don't know how it has been used since previous year or years before now. And I think what they usually do is at the end of the year, whatever that is left from our expenditure will be sent back into the purse, right? Most of the expenses or the expenditure usually go for CHAOSScon, which is the conference that we are holding this year. It wasn't held last year. Reasons be that they were co-locating it with Oscar Fest, and Oscar Fest didn't happen last year. But this year, we're thinking to have a standalone conference, maybe just one day, and it's still going to be the same period that Oscar Fest is going to have a conference. So basically, ChaosCon, ChaosCon Africa is going to be held this year. I think around June. I'm not sure of the date, but I think June.
Yay! Yay! I'm not the only one that's excited.
I'd say everybody's muted, but yeah, it's something to be excited about because
Yeah.
Actually,
Thank God.
yeah, it's going to be held in Lagos actually. Date has been picked. Date has been picked. Let me check the minutes for Chaos Africa meeting. It should be there. I think June. I think June. ChaosCon. ChaosCon. Am I in the right meeting? Yeah, not even June. August rather.
August,
14th.
yeah.
Yeah. We are thinking, according to the meeting we had, to have ChaosCon on the 13th or on the 17th. So it has to either be a day before Oscar Fest or a day immediately after Oscar Fest. So we have a lot of people. People will not need to travel 2 times, right? So just like the meeting said, the meeting minute said, we're looking at 13th of August, a day before Oscar Fest. So yes, we're holding it this year. Plans have actually started. And if you want to join the plan, just do well to wait 15 minutes after Chaos Africa community meeting, which happens every other Thursday. I think it's every Thursday or every other Thursday, I'm not sure. So yes, so I don't have answer to what he has been using because they have not been budgeted before now. So that's it. I don't know if there's any other question.
Okay. Since like there's not been budget before now, right? I know that last year when we were
Any
talking about,
question?
can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so a thought, not a question. I know that last year, right, when we started, what was it called? Hacktoberfest, when technical writing started Hacktoberfest, the training and everything and trying to contribute, we made mention about planning ahead. So this budget, is it for the entire year or per quarter? But I didn't get that part. If it's for the entire year, we might want to like put it towards Hacktoberfest. So that part I didn't get, but the network is a bit messy. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. So I can hear you loud and clear. So I know that the budget is for the year, right? I'm going to ask specifically if it's by quarter or for the year, but I think it's for the year because we didn't mention anything that has to do with quarter. Speaking of the DjangoCon Africa that Aaron just actually mentioned, I want to attend the DjangoCon Africa. I hope I'll be able to attend and still attend in Lagos. So I don't know, Cindy, that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. If it's for
Okay.
the like, as you mentioned, we may have to like push it towards that direction and use it as part of like reward for contributors towards Oktoberfest, and then we start planning just gradually, so that it's be bigger than last year, obviously. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's actually good. Yeah, Oktoberfest this year has to be bigger and better than last year. So back to Wikipedia collaboration with everything in open source. So I have not specifically had like a positive feedback or so far, but I have started the process of a collaboration talk with Abigail, and we are hoping to have a meeting this week. However, I have reached out to Roots to propose diverse way that we can collaborate because when I reached out the first time, I was asked what does Chaos Africa want to do in terms of collaboration? Like what does Chaos Africa technical writers want to do if we want to collaborate with them? Basically the responsibilities that we want to carry and stuff like that. So I'm not sure if they want to hold these sessions in person and virtually, right? But right now I'm pretty very, very sure for virtually. And this was the document I sent to Ruth. So my proposition was we are going to provide data vouchers between $5 to $10 for selected participants with a maximum allocation of $30. Open to be reviewed by we, the team, right? I wrote this twice. Don't tell me this thing came out twice. Network can be messy. So the second one has to do with distribution of merchandise, basically merch, stickers, all of those things, right? To people that would probably be in same city, like Lagos State. So it's very expensive to send out this stuff to other states, right? Especially using GEO, right? The public, you guys already know it. I don't need to explain. But yes, that's like the second thing, basically. And we are not going to like cover the cost of merch and stickers to participants. Chaos has already provided that. It's already in Ruth's house. So she's just going to make them available. So we are not producing anything or whatever. So facilitate participation certificate or badges if they are unavailable. I think if we are going to collaborate and participate in a sprint like this, it's going to be nice for focus group members to have a certification that proved that they actually contributed to a resource in Wikipedia. Wikipedia is a very big company, and having that in your portfolio or your CV keeps you a step further in the job market and also in assessing opportunities. Last proposition is assign designated reviewers and organizers to support the documentation process. Basically, we are going to have our people well represented, basically our people that would support the whole process of planning, documenting, just the whole process basically, so that some of us that don't have some project management experience or program management experience would be able to get experience while planning this thing. So these were my proposition, and I'm bringing it to the team to also hear everybody's contribution or consent to this proposition. So the mic is open. Anybody can talk. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah. Which I thought someone else was going to speak. This proposition is actually okay. It's great. It actually works. And also you sent an application link for us to like apply, like register for it, or which I
Yes.
did. Is there a time that they would get feedback on if like the applicants actually got in, like can actually contribute?
So those are like questions that I want to ask Abigail when we have a meeting, because I know that they intended to reach out back to people at most 31st March, since we are starting April 5th. But then they have not been even emailed. Me, myself, I actually applied and I'm also waiting for feedback. But I think there was a certification that they said we should take on Linux. It's not compulsory, it's optional, but I think it's something that we might want to explore. Aside Cindy, did anyone actually apply again?
Yeah, I did. I think I did yesterday.
Okay, Victoria did. Who else? Cindy, can you take note of people that applied on the meeting minutes? It's important and it
Okay.
would help me if there's
Okay.
need to. Is there
I
anyone
don't
apply or
think I've applied, but I will do later today.
okay, you can add her name. And I think you can reshare the link again so that people that are
Who is
interested
the
will.
other person that said she applied?
Victoria
Ariane.
Mm, Victoria did.
Okay,
and
Victoria. Okay, Ariane.
I have a question about the facilitators of the sprint.
yeah, please.
I don't know. I'm still thinking about it because I know that I've already contributed to
Everything open to us.
some documentation on Wikipedia, and I know that there is a way to write articles and post on Wikipedia. You need resources and some vetted links and stuff like that. So I don't know who will be the facilitators. Are they like just technical writers, or they know about how to contribute on Wikipedia?
So based off the form I filled and also the follow-up email that was sent, they redirected people to do a course, like a crash course, about 2 to 3 hours, maybe 5 hours on Linux. And they also said, Abigail also said they are going to have like a mini session, a mini training section to show us how to document stuff on Wikipedia. So we're not just going to
Oh,
like
okay.
start documenting, there's going to be like some sort of guidance. And as well, he also said we should open like a Wikipedia account because I think that's like one of the
Yeah,
requirements to be
yeah.
able to contribute. So you need to like have a Wikipedia account. You'd already have an experience. You could also throw us some light, maybe before the session, you know. 30
Sure.
minutes. Okay. So basically, yeah.
Okay, okay. I see. That's nice.
I have a question.
Yeah, please ask.
The data vouchers that we are proposing to give to selected participants is coming from our budget, right?
Yes, it's coming from our budget. It's going to come from our budget.
So
So
we are giving the maximum allocation. Is it total maximum allocation or per participant?
So the maximum allocation is going to be $30. So anyhow they want to do it. If they want to give 6%, fine. They want to give 3%, fine. They want to give 1%, fine. Right? But it's going to be $30 based off this stuff. I also wrote that they can review it. So we might want to give $30, and the management or the board people, when they get the proposal, they might want to do more and add. But $30 is like, if nobody is going to do that, we are going to do it from our purse. And yeah,
Okay, so this is just a proposition. We are not the ones. It's now left for the everything open source to determine who gets the data
yeah,
vouchers.
yes.
So I was thinking it's for all participants. I'm wondering if there are
No,
about 10 participants and each person is getting $10. That's about $100. And it has passed this calculation. Just wanted to get the calculation.
okay. The max we're giving is like $30, right? I think I want to rephrase that. The max we're going to give is $30. That's why max allocation of $30 is there. But I said data vouchers is going to be between $5 to $10. Currently, $5 is around 8,000 naira. I think about
Yeah.
8,000 naira. And I think 8,000 naira is enough to get you about 15 gig data gigabytes, just 15 gig, regardless of your network. So that was my calculation. So 6%, $5 each is a fair amount, right? There are other forms of vouchers that can be given, which I'm going to ask Ruth on the side if we can, or if we have coupon codes for softwares like GitHub Premium. I don't know if Copilot is still paid, but those coupons, I intend for us to use them or request for them by the end of doing Hacktoberfest. I don't know if we have them in Chaos Africa, but doing Hacktoberfest. I don't know if there's any question again. I know we have passed our timing, which is 12:15, 12:50, but then is there any question? I'm here. I guess no question. So before we leave, please do well to fill in the attendance. So far, it's been very amazing to have over 5 persons in a meeting. People that have been attending before, especially McClive, will tell you that it's been long. We have over 5 persons in the meeting. If we keep up with this energy, we'd all get involved, and we would be able to do more as a focus group. And then, if you would love to host any of the monthly sessions, do well to, if you're here, just say it so that it's going to be documented if you would love to host. It usually happens on Twitter. So you have to be like a Twitter person. Nobody wants to host. Wow.
I'm on it. You should
Definitely.
start doing raffle draw for this thing. Since nobody wants to say anything, we'll be doing raffle.
Let me say my own now. I'm sure I'm not a Twitter person. No joke.
Okay, I would observe this month and I'll see if I can pick up next month on for observation mode.
That would be lovely. How about
Yeah,
meeting?
exactly. Same here.
Would anybody want to experience facilitating meetings?
I
I
will.
would love it. So
You see, I'm liking this energy. Who said she
Yeah,
would love? It's Victoria. Okay, it's Ariane. Let
I
me
think
double. Yes, it's Ariane.
can you document that she'll be the one facilitating next meeting
Yes,
for?
yes. Sharp, sharp. I'm doing it now. Straight up. Yep.
Yeah.
Done.
So after Ariane, I volunteered to facilitate the next one.
Okay.
Okay.
Clap for me,
What's
clap for
that?
me.
Who is volunteering?
I think it's
Victoria.
Victoria. Okay. So the next meeting is next 2 weeks now.
yeah,
2nd
the
of
next
April.
meeting, should be
After 2nd of April, we have 16th of April. So
no, we
facilitator.
have the next meeting is 9th of April.
Oh,
Not
9th.
it's not every week, it's every other Wednesday.
Okay, every other Wednesday. So 9th of April. After 9th of April will be 23rd.
Yeah, 23rd, yes.
Okay. Let me just put it. 9th April.
Yes, please. The person that just applied, can you share the link so we will add it to the meeting minutes, the Wikipedia contribution link. Please, can you share in the chat box? Yes, thank you so much, Olamide.
Okay, Olamide said yeah, she applied.
It's
So I'll
before we
just
call it a
okay.
yeah, let's add it. Reference link, reference. Is it on the wrong place? Thank you. So we usually have, there's a series I started in a podcast called 20 Minutes with Chaos Africa. And I think it's going to be nice to have two persons represent just basically what you basically would do is just come on the section, talk about your experience in open source, your journey into open source, the work that you do in chaos, and basically that's all. So if you think you would love to be part of that session, it's just two persons. You get a chance to be on the Chaos Cast, right? And you also talk, just do well to reach out to me on Slack. We can have a session this week. So if you want to be part of the series, you can go to Chaos Cast, and then you could see some of the series and some of the people that we have basically interviewed. And it can be more than two persons. Like, just reach out. You don't have to be scared. Just reach out. I'll put down your name, and then we reach out, and then we record the session. You could even
Please,
identify
what did you say the series about?
it's called 20 Minutes with Chaos Africa. So it's basically a session where I ask you questions about your journey into open source, the work you do in chaos, how you want the community to be, things you want us to improve on. Just it's very clear. Let me see if I can get the link and share how a session feels like, so you can listen
Thank you.
to somebody. We have had folks like Busayo. We have had folks like Mary Blessing. We have had folks like Gifts. We have had Hamza. We have had Oluchi Wankwo. Copy link. So could just be something that you might want to jump on. So in our previous minutes, we spoke about converting some of the podcasts into an article. And I think we can still go back to that section. This is it. Nobody has been able to work on one. And I think maybe that's the reason why nobody has also jumped on it. But it could be
Yeah, I'm
something.
trying to start with 84.
Okay. Saying the
Yeah. I've also started the 91.
okay, this is nice. Who said they have started? Sorry.
I,
Aaron.
yes.
Is
I
this
think we
the
can also move this to today's CTA.
Okay. I'm copying it, pasting it here. Fine. So, if you feel like you're having like a friction, you can reach out to me and I would look at it and we can look at it together. And you don't have to
I
work
think
on
you
it.
missed one link.
Did I miss one?
Yeah, like from the previous year.
Number this, right?
78,
Yeah,
yeah.
78.
Okay. So if you feel like you're having any issue in converting this, you can reach out to me and we would look at it together. And if you think you don't have to work on it alone, that's another thing. You can reach out to, let's say, Victoria and Cindy can decide to work on it together and be recognized for both of them, which is also still awesome. So that's like a suggestion. I don't know if we have any more questions, any more concerns, any more suggestions, possible something that we should discuss in next meeting. Do we have?
I
Just raise
think
up
for the
your.
next meeting, let's start discussing Twitter space for next month. And then
Okay.
we also know who would be hosting, like who would be the host, since we don't want to like just be you that will be hosting it and plan ahead. Then outreach can start on time.
Okay. Perfect. I'll add it to the agenda. Who is best
Okay, I
hosting?
also want to ask if I can work with Cindy on 84 to like know the process so I can take a podcast by myself to work on.
Yes,
Yeah, Cindy is
you can.
Cindy's friendly.
Bullet.
Just reach out.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
And I also think that we should text more in the channel. That's the thing I think we should improve on. It was one of the things we mentioned doing in January that would improve in our communication. So that people that are joining new will be free to talk and text. So I know we have started doing it little by little, but we can do better. I think that's all for the session today. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. And it was a
Today was
pleasure.
really nice, actually. It was.
Yeah,
Wow.
I want more meetings like this.
All right, everyone.
Have a nice
Bye.
afternoon.
Yeah, have
Bye.
a nice.
Thank you. Have a
Bye.
nice
Bye.
day. Bye.
Bye, everyone.